Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into the Real Psychic Investigators, and we are going to go ahead and get into another psychic investigation read. Thank you so much, investigators, PIs, and agents for tuning in, and to the general collective. This channel has been created on or was created on 12/7 of 2024 to assist investigators in their investigations according to the information that Most High God, Yahweh, Aravat, the Most High, the Great I Am, Lord of the Sheep, Lord of the Shepherds, okay, the real master of the universe, the one who disseminates that information to high vibrational beings. That's what this channel was created for, to help you, investigators, police forces all around the world, solve your cases and bring justice to both the karmics and the victims. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who did have an opportunity to listen to the messages concerning the active serial killer in Houston, Texas yesterday, thank you so much. And Justice League mentioned something about a movie that was actually made in 2000 or released in 2023. Okay, something about Murders of the Bayou or something along those lines. Ooh, I'm remembering a case. I'm going to get her name wrong. I remember a case. It was a TV series for like a short period of time. Like I think. And her name is Wafontaine, Euphigenie Wafontaine or something like that. That is like, and I think that is still unsolved. And that was like Killing Fields or something like that. Again, I haven't seen that in a long. I haven't seen anything on that or that case or anything in a long time. Years actually, and I don't even know when that series came out. Let me take a look and see, since that's coming to me. It is 7:41 in the morning here in Malaysia. My nose is running, so that's a sign. I don't have allergies or anything. Unsolved Murder, Wafontaine. Nah. TV series investigating Wafontaine murder. Something's coming up about Wisconsin, but TV series Killing Fields. That's it. That's it. This has to be something divine. This has to be it. I didn't. Again, I haven't seen this in. The series titled "The Killing Fields" is a true crime docu-series on Discovery that follows the investigation of an 18-year-old cold case, 18-year-old cold case in Louisiana. Okay, Louisiana's Iberville Parish. The case centered on the murder of LSU graduate student Eugenie Boyce Fontaine. Again, I'm butchering that, I'm sure. The show's first season focused on the case of Eugene Wafontaine, with the series later moving to a new location and a different cold case. So yeah, something about Louisiana, the killing fields, 34-year-old student. So she was a 34-year-old student at LSU to uncover evidence and suspects with a focus on the DNA evidence. After 2 seasons, the series closed the book on the Louisiana case and moved on to a new location. A different 2022 TV miniseries exploring the real life Texas killing fields. Okay, so that's a different series. So her case must still be open. Okay. So again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get into what Most High wants to share with the investigators at this time. Anything divine? No. Okay. There are a couple of things that just a couple, I should say, that I have been following, and I actually did listen to the news broadcasts of. And one was the Mormon church shooting, or the Mormon church shooting in Michigan. I think there are now 5 who are deceased. Their bodies are deceased now. And along with the shooter, who was a 40-year-old. Okay. And let's get that 40-year-old's name. 40-year-old shooter, Mormon Church, Michigan. Okay, yep, he was an Iraqi vet. Again, a lot of times these are ex-military personnel. I'm just going to get his name for synchronicity before we get going. Bear with me. I should have remembered it when I listened to the... Okay. Thomas Jacob Sanford. Investigators, any of that may resonate for any of your investigations. Thomas Jacob Sanford, 40-year-old, served as a U.S. Marine from 2004 to 2008, including a deployment to Fallujah, Iraq. Okay. All right. So, again, thank you so much, Divine, for the Ra of the day. Okay, the Ra, which is what Apophis, again, as we shared in yesterday's video, Nico Jenkins claims that he is one of Apophis's spirits here to this lifetime. Okay, and Nico Jenkins is an evil spirit. Just FYI. All right. Okay. In fact, at one point he had 666 tattooed on his face or his forehead or some, I don't know, something, along with several other things. Okay. That's bringing to mind that our bodies are billboards, no matter what, no matter how you take care of it. It is a billboard. Okay. A billboard of health, a billboard of wealth, a billboard of whatever, stress. Yeah, our body is that. Okay. It is a billboard. It also reminds me of the truth speaker on YouTube who I have seen over the last 6 or 7, 8 months or whatever, without being pregnant, gain about 60 pounds. So again, I remind us, that witchcraft can be done on you to change your physical appearance. Okay? It can be. Okay? If they can do it on you to cause organ failures, such as my case, they can definitely do it to cause body dysmorphia and things of that nature. Okay? Okay, Aries season is significant. Aries, or the zodiac sign Aries, is significant. We have 4-4 out here. Okay? I do know someone born on 4-4. Their name is Joshua Lee Parker. Okay? So we have a Joshua, a Jacob, a Thomas, a Sanford. Okay. We have Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, 1221. Okay. And we have Pisces, 222. That's almost a cusp as well, actually. So let's take a look at these numbers. And again, investigators, for you, these angel numbers represents date of births, okay, dates of murders, ages, okay, years of birth, okay. I hope you meditate on your cases before you get out on the road, investigators. Again, I advise you to do that. Meditate on your cases every day before you go out, okay? And also before you go to sleep, okay? Because your angels and ancestors want to reveal to you some things about your cases. So meditate on your cases before you go to sleep as well. Again, all of this is as you are reminded, okay, and that sort of thing, okay? Don't become religious about it, right? So here we go. So we have Aries, Sagittarius, Capricorn cusp, and Pisces. Okay. So let's go ahead and put all of these along with the tarot into the stack and see what it is that Divine wants to uncover at this time. Again, thank you so much, Collective, for tuning in. As this is, again, this channel was created specifically for the investigators, but I know that many of you are victims of these crimes, and in one way, shape, form, or fashion, you, family members of yours, or what have you. And so I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for any likes, shares, as well as the subscribes. And I remind us to check into the community tab from time to time, because I do share there on the regular basis. Okay. And this is probably going to be the typical length of reading is going to be somewhere between an hour, hour and a half. Okay. It is kind of interesting to me how fast that time goes by. Yesterday, I was really, and it still is, but really intrigued by human behavior. And so I was asking AI a lot of questions yesterday about why do humans disregard the truth? Why are humans reluctant to embrace the truth? And a lot of it goes back to them being afraid to be their genuine selves, and what might be uncovered about their weaknesses and things like that. I am very interested in human behavior and why man does what man does, and man being unisex, man and woman, because there are evil demons that have coochies too, right? Don't be deceived, man. There are evil women out there too. So, all right, let's take a look at the top card. Okay. Investigators. Okay. A karmic uncle could be working with an Eastern star. Okay. The first tarot card out reveals Shanita. That name comes out all of the time. Okay. All of the time. the name Vivian. Okay, Vivica. Let's go ahead and check out her information. Again, she is, I mentioned her along with Lisa Ray and Lynn Whitfield and Jada Pinkett Smith as female beings on this earth that would eat their young. Okay, and we went through what that means if they eat their young, how they turn from a nurturing spirit to a devouring type of spirit. Okay, and so a warlock is behind some of whatever you're investigating, investigators, collective behind what you're going through. We have Eastern Stars out here and an uncle. So again, Eastern Stars is a subsidiary of the Freemasons. Eastern Stars were started by Freemasons. So let's look up Vivica A. Fox's information. Vivica A. Fox. Okay, she's 61. Born 7:30. Okay, it is 7:54 on 9:30. Okay, so she was born on 7:30, 64. I remember her from a couple of things, but she began her career on Soul Train and played roles on daytime television, soap operas, Days of Our Lives, and Generations. Okay. She's also played opposite Patti LaBelle in the NBC sitcom Out All Night. Two Can Play That Game, Independence Day. Information about her, investigators. Pay attention. South Bend, Indiana. Okay, again, 1964, 1946. Someone could be 64, someone could be 46 in your investigation, 1661. Indiana, South Bend specifically. Spouse Christopher Harvest, 1998 to 2002. Her parents are Evelina Fox and William Fox. Siblings, Alicia Williams, Marvin Fox, and William Fox. Okay. Set It Off, Booty Call, Kill Bill. Okay. So yeah. All right. So Vivica Fox. Okay. Now, in my opinion, amongst the four women that I mentioned who would eat their young, okay, she, I do believe, is the lesser of that type of energy, okay? And so she could have gone through transformations and changes. I do think, I read something many years ago about when her career took a nosedive, and it was because of whoever she was dating, or it could have been the person she was married to, that Harvest guy or whoever that was. Who really drained her of her financial stability and that sort of thing. Okay, so that could have been a transformative type of process for her. Again, using another example of alchemy and how you transform something that's meant to harm you, okay, into a good thing. I've talked about Tamron Hall. John Walsh, okay, who is the originator of and host of America's Most Wanted, okay, his son, Matthew, but his son, that was kidnapped and murdered from a mall in 1982, I believe. And he, again, him and his wife, through their healing process, okay, established America's Most Wanted, and now has brought justice to so many families. Okay, so many families, thousands of families. So same thing with Kobe Bryant. Okay, so Kobe Bryant in 2004, during the trial, the sexual assault trial, and all of that, he was also dealing with the big fat gorilla Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, and uh, and I don't say that disrespectfully. I like Shaq. He's a great person, has a beautiful heart, and that sort of thing. But I say that because in that place, that was his energy, and he will tell you today that he was not his best self. He was not. He was evil, vindictive. He was that way back then. He will tell you that. But Kobe Bryant, through that process and having to forgive himself, and then having to come to Vanessa, and then his family and the public and the fans and all of that, that caused him to transform into what became the Black Mamba. Okay, and so you can take these situations and use them either to your benefit or to your detriment. Okay, and so perhaps that's something that Vivica Fox, through her journey of whatever relationship that was, perhaps that's what she is going through. Okay, so Cleveland investigators, Cleveland. Okay. Drew Carey. Okay, let's take a look at Drew Carey. Yep, born in Cleveland. I thought he was born in Cleveland. Okay, so Drew, listen to the name, investigators. Drew Allison Carey. Okay, Drew Allison Carey is interesting. His parents named him Allison. I wouldn't consider that a unisex name. Born in Cleveland, Ohio on May 23rd, so Gemini, to Lewis Carey and Beulah. Okay, Carey. He's the youngest of three. Neil and Roger are his two brothers. He's been active in Hollywood since 1985. He's best known for improvisational comedy. Whose Line Is It Anyway? The Drew Carey Show. Okay. He was a U.S. Marine, served 1981 to 1987, reached the rank of sergeant. Okay, all of that may be significant for your investigation, investigators. Okay. Drew Carey. Okay. Drew Allison Carey. Next we have the Nine of Wands. This always represents a standing alone in your own power. Okay, standing alone in your own power for you, collective. Trey could be significant for your investigations. Tremaine. I don't know why. No. Okay. They killed a mother or father to take your inheritance, collective. Okay, so investigators, some of you are investigating cases that involve inheritances, theft, life insurances. Okay, they killed a mother or father to take the inheritance of the beneficiary, whoever that beneficiary is in your investigation. A drug death. Okay, we know the government is lying to Erica Kirk. We know that. Okay? Whether or not they'll ever admit it, we don't know. And in part, it's up to Erica to recognize those things. Okay. Hidden information about Jessica Aber. Hello. Okay. 12/21. Okay. Could also be January 22nd. Okay. Which would make them Aquarius. I don't know why it took so long. Okay. A false father. Denver, Aurora, George, Hank. Denver, Aurora, George, Hank. These could be places, investigators, cities, okay? Cities or formal names. Okay? George Strait, Hank Williams, country music. Okay? Aurora. Is there Aurora, Nevada? Aurora, Nevada? Is there an Aurora, Nevada? Yes. Yes. There was once a bustling gold rush town called Aurora in Nevada, but it is now a ghost town. Okay, so there could be something about, okay, a place that is not densely populated. Investigators, again, we were talking about yesterday the bodies that are being found in the bayou areas of Houston, Texas. Okay, so there could be something about remote dumping. Again, one of the key pieces of information that came out in that reading yesterday was the perpetrator traveling between Phoenix and Arizona, and between Phoenixes and Arizona, between Phoenix and Arizona and Houston, Texas, and we did confirm that I-10 specifically runs directly through both of those cities. So, and there's a lot of remote stretch of land there. You go through Mexico, Albuquerque, and all of that. There's a lot of desolate area out there. Okay, a lot. Okay, and John Denver, again, country music. I just heard blame it on the something. Damn it, why does my nose keep running? I know why I asked the question, but it's a spiritual thing. Saint Germain, okay? For those of you who do not know, Saint Germain is an ascended master. Count Saint Germain, look it up. In fact, Count Saint Germain, the ascended master. Okay. Count Saint Germain, he is associated. Count Saint Germain. It says a mysterious 18th century adventure in spiritual teachings. He is considered master of the ancient wisdom and a symbolic figure of freedom and transformation. Okay, an ascended master in esoteric and New Age traditions, rather than a specific. It says rather than a specific person, but that's not true. Okay, they were a literal person. Okay. What years did Saint Germain live? See, it's a literal person. Okay. they, yeah. Lived in the 18th century between 1691 and 1712. Okay. Death being recorded as 227 investigators, 227, 1784. All right. Yeah. It's funny. They deny the truth. Again, part of a human behavior is not wanting to know the truth for fear of what it's going to expose, their ego or what have you. It's very, very that is very interesting to me. I would much rather be exposed and embarrassed for a little while and then go on to live out loud and live my truth, whatever that happens to be, than to live my entire life under behind a veil, never really living who I truly, genuinely am. I would much rather deal with a couple of hours or days or weeks or whatever of scrutiny, the public looking at me weird, talking about me or whatever else, but then being able to live freely rather than portraying something false and hiding behind a screen for all of my life. But the majority of people are not like that today. Most people are very comfortable living unconsciously. Why is that? Why is that? Okay. Some of you, collective, this is for you. Some of you are all four kings or queens in the deck. Okay. This speaks to ascended master energy. Okay. That's what that speaks to. Confirmation burp. The Hierophant and Deja Vu. Okay. It says again. Okay. So some of you could be experiencing deja vu. Okay. There is no answer for deja vu other than you have been here before. Whatever that deja vu experience is. The other night, I had a stigmata experience in a dream. And there was a female angel, I guess, there with me during this experience, okay? In the dream, my stigmata experience was through my hands, okay? My hands were punctured in that dream, okay? But the only way to explain deja vu is you've seen it before, okay? That's the only way to explain it. Science can't explain it. That's the only way to explain it. So if you are experiencing deja vu, know that you've been here before. And the same demons that tried to do harm to you then are back to try to do harm to you now. Understand that, okay? Hierophant. And when you are in your Hierophant energy, your intuition leads you to understand that deja vu experience and what you need to do. Get out, report it, whatever. Okay. Atlanta comes out all the time. Focus on your desires. The name Crystal. We have our first message. I don't know how to deal with intense emotions, so I walk away and try to distract myself with other things. Okay. Collective. Do you know what you say to this individual? Okay. Carry your sorry ass on, man. That's what you say to this individual. And you might think that sounds heartless. But I would ask you, what do you think is going to happen if you continue to allow them to stay in your energy or you continue to stay around them? Okay. Confirmation click. Thanks, ancestors. Okay. So let them walk away. Again, they keep ghosting you or kept ghosting you. Let them walk away. Okay. Again, I will never forget the individuals the two women I was married to. I will never forget the women that I dated. I'll never forget the false parents. I'll never forget the Rock of Central Florida. I'll never forget the people there. But that's no longer a part of my journey anymore. Okay? Focus on your desires. Your desires. Okay? And like I said, the name Crystal, someone could like crystals, not crystals like crystals. Crystals like the fast food, the White Castle wannabes. That's what I call crystals. Crystals, the restaurant. Crystals. Okay. And you see that right there, it says verses, right? You see this? It says, let me go back, let me click this. Right? So White Castle is typically a northern thing, a northern American thing, right? North of the Mason-Dixon line. And crystal is a southern thing. So the name Crystal, White Castle, okay? Could be something about a White Castle. Ooh. Investigators. Okay. Collective. You can do sex offender searches in your neighborhood. If you just confirmation click. If you just or tap. If you just relocated to another neighborhood, to a new city, okay, do a sex offender search and find out where the sex offenders live in your city. It'd be ideal to do that, or your neighborhood. It'd be ideal to do that before you move there, okay, before you put deposits and all that sort of thing down. Connie Cornelius, yeah, okay, Corny, okay, investigators. Could be Cornelia. One one of the I get a lot of like rhyme downloads and things like that. One of them when I was in Arizona is about the name Camila. Okay, and the tune goes, "Oh yes, I wonder, is it Camila? Oh yes, I wonder, is it Camila?" And I don't know how that, whatever that, I don't know, but Camila, okay, I don't know where that comes from. But that was one of the things that was dropped into my spirit. And it is Camila for somebody. Today is a day of recompense, okay, making amends, okay. And again, this doesn't resonate for everyone, but for someone, it is. And congratulations to you, okay. Okay, investigators, check out the name. La Toya, La what? Lorena? Lorena Bobbitt. It's a woman who cut off her husband's dick for cheating on her, isn't it? Lorena Bobbitt. Mm-hmm. John, listen to the names, investigators. John Wayne Bobbitt and Lorena Gallo were an American couple married on 6/18/89, whose relationship received international press in 1993, 93 or 39, when Lorena severed John's penis with a kitchen knife while he was asleep in bed. The penis was successfully surgically reattached. Psychotic bitch. All you had to do was leave. I mean, like, really, you don't have to stoop. Like, all you got to do is get out. All you got to do is get out. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. Where is Lorena Bobbitt today? All about her life 32 years after she cut off her husband's genitals. Interesting. Okay, so we won't get lost in all that. But Lala, okay? And again, Lala Anthony, who was married to Carmelo Anthony. We've looked up her information, I'm sure. Okay, there's something about a freak accident, ancestors delivering karmic justice. Okay, so let me take a look at this here. Man, damn it. I wish my nose would stop. But it's just spirit, divine source. Just there's nothing wrong with my nose before I pressed record. Okay, so today is a day of reckoning, and then we have freak accident here. Okay, ancestors delivering karmic justice. Okay, again, these things happen every day, and the people are like, oh, there was a fire at their home and blah, blah, blah. Oh, they got into a car accident. Oh, they... Never, because man lives unconsciously, never ever considering that it might be karmic justice that they got into the car accident, they got fired, whatever. They never ever consider that. Oh. YouTube employees do witchcraft against creators on their platforms. Yes, they do. YouTube employees do witchcraft on content creators on their platforms, on YouTube. They do this. It's a known fact. You can look it up. There are cases. where YouTube knows that former employees even do hack into still employees' information. YouTube knows this. They do. They know it. Okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles on that. Okay? So, someone who is a great creator of physical wealth. Okay? Through their ideas, their ingenuity, their inventions, their creativity, their music, their acting, their painting, their whatever. Okay? Underground crime ring, that comes out all of the time. Okay? Corruption. This could be Gen Y corruption. Okay? And speaking of surgical removing of genitals, surgical sex organ change. Okay? So investigators, you could find out when you do that strip search at the jailhouse that she got titties and a dick. You can find that out. Again, we can live however we want to. If you think Most High makes mistakes when he created you, well, I don't know. I can't tell you. Six of Swords. I'm finally leaving behind my old ways of thinking and the opinion of others. It's not easy to do, but I know it's best for me. That's right. It is best for you. Okay? And get away from those backseat drivers that are trying to control your life, because that's what a backseat driver is. Okay? The actual driver is in control of the steering wheel. The backseat driver, no. And even in a case where it's a chauffeur, you could tell them, take me to 25th and Main. Pay attention, investigators. You can tell them, take you to 25th and Main, but they can take you to 3rd and 5th Street if they want to, because they are the driver. They are in control. Even if it's your personal chauffeur, celebrity, they could take you anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So backseat drivers, get out of this swords energy here. Six of Swords energy. Walking away from the opinion of others that does not serve your highest good. Okay? Get away from the backseat drivers. Okay? Backseat drivers, deep sea divers. There might be something that needs to be done about a lake, a draining of a lake, or something about a dive. Could be an investigation that needs to have a deep sea dive. The Eugenie Wafontaine case is still unsolved. Okay, that needs a deep dive. Something about an amusement park. You could have gone to the amusement park collective. You could have gone to the amusement park with one of these perpetrators who are against you. Okay, that's in this now 9 of Swords energy here. So we have the 6 of Swords message and the 9 of Swords energy. Okay, depositions, subpoenas. I have said depositions. That's something you put together. You know, you put together a deposition. Information. But let's get a definition. What is a deposition? A deposition is sworn out of court oral testimony given by a witness or party to a legal case, recorded by a court reporter. Okay, so it's not an actual court hearing. Okay, but you can sit around a table, in a conference room. As part of the pretrial discovery process, a deposition allows lawyers to gather evidence under facts and learn about the opposing arguments by asking questions to the witness under oath. The movie The Insider. Al Pacino, Russell Crowe. The movie The Insider. This is about the tobacco industry. Okay. Okay. So a scientist whose name is Jeffrey Wingand. Okay. Dr. Wingand, former head of Brown and Williamson Tobacco Company, goes live on television to expose the bitter truth of how tobacco companies function, okay, and the chemicals that they put in the tobacco in order to make it addictive, and how they are in some way responsible for the addiction that is built within the body based on the chemicals that they put in the tobacco. Okay? And so there could be something about a whistleblower, investigators. Okay? It could be something about a whistleblower. Okay? Too short. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Okay, released in 1999, this movie. Okay. All right, The Insider. Okay, here are a couple of scenes from that movie, or pictures, or what have you. Okay, The Insider. Okay. So, Nathaniel, Nate, Natalie, Natalia, getting Oscar Mayer. Bologna is gross. Bologna is nothing but a flattened hot dog, and hot dogs are nasty. And I say nasty meaning not good for your body. Okay, and again, you can eat whatever you want to, as we look at vegan on the back of this car, right? Nate. You can eat whatever you want to. I put fake meat down there, cauliflower, which is often a substitute for meat, for vegans, vegetarians, tofu, all of that. Okay, and there are some very good, tasty things out there that are vegan, vegetarian today. We have the Star. Okay. For an upgrade in status, Lieutenant Joe Kenda, he is a star. Okay, in some way he is. He has his own TV show, Homicide Hunter. That's a star. Okay, you could be getting ready to step into the Spotlight Collective or investigators. You are getting ready to do a press conference in regards to a case today or this week. It is Monday. It's Tuesday. Again, I don't pay much attention to the days of the week. Okay, there's something about a crime spree going on right now. Again, Houston, active serial killer. That's a siren. For a confirmation. On February 22nd. And Judy. Okay? So, Judy could be involved in a crime spree. Okay? Whoever Judy is. For your investigation and for you, collective, whoever Judy is. Could be Julie. Okay? There's a celebrity doing witchcraft on someone. Okay? Investigators. And yes, celebrities do witchcraft. Oh, I keep saying Oprah and Weinstein. No, I keep saying Oprah and Epstein, but it's Oprah and Weinstein. Okay? Is the individual that she used to hang out with all of the time. Okay? So Weinstein is the pedophile that she used to hang out with all of the time. Okay, let's look his information up. Weinstein. Is it Jeffrey? Oh, Harvey. Okay, so let's look at Harvey Weinstein's information. Harvey Weinstein, born 3/19, investigators 52, so he's 73. Lord of the Rings. Born in New York City. Years active, 79 to 2017 when he was incarcerated. He's at Rikers Island. Spouses. Eve Chilton, 87 to 2004. Georgina Chapman, 2007 to 2021. 5 children. Relatives, Bob. So there could be something about Bob or Robert. Robbie. Rob. Conviction. Rape. Criminal penalty, 16 years in prison. Date apprehended, 5/25/2018. Okay, so during Gemini season. All right. So again, there could be something about a Gemini. Okay. In October 2017, the New York Times and the New Yorker reported that more than a dozen women accused Weinstein of sexually harassing, assaulting, or raping them. Many other women in the film industry subsequently reported similar experiences. And this is one thing that I don't understand, victims. I'm going to talk to you, victims. It's 50 minutes and 44 up there. 50:44. This is one thing that I do not understand about victims. Why does it take someone else to speak up before you speak up? Why is that? Okay? In any case, any of these cases, Bill Cosby, any of the, why does it take Matt Lowry, whatever his name is, any of these cases, Epstein, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be a sexual assault case. It could be a Ponzi scheme. Why does it take years after it's happened to the first victim before they come forward? That part is frustrating. It's frustrating for me. I can only imagine for investigators when they find this out and they speak to these individuals. So if you had spoken up in 1997, do you know how many victims you would have saved? Like, I don't, what's the reason for the holdout? Somebody share that with me in the comment section. Somebody share with me what your thoughts are about why the holdout. Okay? Lincoln, Larry, I said Matt Lowry, Matt Lawrence Lowry. Okay. All right. And we have the Two of Cups. All right. So this is some type of teamwork union coming together here. Again, collective. It could be love. It doesn't have to be. Investigators, this could be you bringing the information to the victims. Okay. This could be you exposing it to the public. Okay. This is project work here. This could be anything. It doesn't have to be romantic. But Lincoln, Larry, Lawrence, Lowry. Larry Fitzgerald. Of course, Abraham Lincoln, Abraham Hicks. Lawrence, St. Lawrence, Lawrence of Olivia or something, right? Lawrence Fishburne. Ooh, his name's come up. I've seen him today. There was something I saw about him, so let's look his information up. Lawrence Fishburne. He played the cowboy on Pee Wee Herman before The Matrix and all of that. All right, he played back on the Pee Wee Herman show, okay? Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne, very good actor. Okay, Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, it recorded the very good actor part. No wonder it was Lawrence Fishburne. Okay. 7:30. I think that's another 7:30. Yes, 7:30. Him and Vivica have the same birthday. 7:30, 61. Let me check and see. Vivica Fox's birthday. 7:30.
Was born on the 30th of July, 1964.
So Lawrence Fishburne and Vivica Fox share the same birthday. Okay. Different years, 3 years apart, but yeah. Okay. And he is a third, by the way, investigators. Okay. So Lawrence John Fishburne III. Okay. Born in Augusta, Georgia. Golfing could be significant. Also, Augusta, Georgia is home of the U.S. Army's communication school, okay, in Augusta, Georgia. Fort Gordon, Georgia, is in Augusta, Georgia, okay. 1972 to present active. Spouses, Hangna Moss, 1985. Okay. And Gina Torres, 2002 to 2018. For the first marriage to Miss Moss, it doesn't have a date, it just says divorced. 3 children, including Langston. I like that name. Langston Fishburne. Okay. Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence John Fishburne III. Okay. But yeah, he was cowboy. In fact, let me pull up a picture. Check this out. Yeah. All right. That's when he was Cowboy Curtis. Again, the name Curtis Investigators. Cowboy Curtis. Okay. There's something about a major event. Shannon Carolyn Shane. Take a look, investigators. Shannon Carolyn Shane. Carol, Christmas Carol. I like getting ego boosts from material achievements, so each time I'm insecure about money, I run away from you or others. Again, recognize the karmic activity and the karmic energy and just leave them where they are. Just, okay, you want to be karmic, you don't want to ascend, you don't want to mature, just leave them there. You don't have to sit there and play those mind games with them, collective. Just walk away. Just walk away. Okay. Traveling in a stolen vehicle, blue aura, also that's throat chakra. Investigators, okay, your throat chakra is blue. Okay, so if you want to improve it, you might want to get a blue crystal, the one that starts with a C, not a K. All right, okay, for your throat chakra. Okay, and you could use any other as well. Okay. Yeah, but someone could be traveling in a stolen vehicle. That is on the Emperor with the blue aura. Okay, and look. Okay. One of my recent hardcore meditations was removing, even throughout the night, was removing those individuals who come to steal your sacral energy. And I'm going to tell you something, collective. How do you know? Investigators, how do you know about your own personal journey? How do you know if someone's trying to steal your sacral energy? You have a dream about a woman from your past. You haven't thought about her. You don't consider them. You don't consider him. You left him. It's been years. Okay? And all of a sudden you have a sexual dream about them. That is witchcraft. Because they are thinking about you. Okay? And could be doing witchcraft against you to steal your sacral energy. That's why you're dreaming about them. Okay? So, do your return to senders. And, yeah. Okay. This name, collect, Alexis, okay? DEA, I'm talking to you, okay? So DEA, Alexis, DEA, Alex, DEA, Alexander, DEA, Alexandra, DEA, Alexa, okay? Or it could be Alex is something, okay? Alex could be DEA, look. Alex is DEA. Alex could be DEA, all right? Again, the name Brian, Tyra. Okay, we looked up Tyra Banks' name in previous readings. Brian Baines. Who is Baines? Brian Baines. Brian McKnight. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so Brian, you could be getting this information about this Page of Pentacles. Tyra could be getting this information about this Page of Pentacles. Or they are bringing that information to you, investigators. I said Ponzi scheme a moment ago. So follow the money, as they say, investigators. Follow the money. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, bank accounts, closed suddenly, what have you. Follow. Name changes on bank accounts. Okay, duplicate name, multiple names on a bank account. Okay, there you go. Shelly, Chino, Michelle, Chino. I'm getting Curvassier. I don't know. You might like that. Someone watching this might like Curvassier. Or dark liquor. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. I haven't had anything like that in years at this point. I haven't had anything like that in liquor like that in quite some time. Lucas, Edward, Lewis, Liam. Okay. I think this came out in a recent reading. Okay. Luis, Luisa, Liam, Liam Nielsen, Liam Thomas. Liam Nielsen is an actor. Liam Thomas is a professional ice skater. Okay. George Lucas. We know George Lucas, Star Wars and all. Whatever, all that. Edward Scissorhands. All right. Okay, where we at? What time? Yep, 101:39. Okay. Heiser Haynes Henderson. Again, Investigators Collective. I remind you, less of something is more at this time. Okay. Less Curvassier is more health. 404 again with that Aries energy. Again, Investigators, the individual who I know was born on 4/4 is Joshua Lee Parker. Middle name Lee. All the other two names, traditional spelling. Okay. As well. Isaiah, something about chocolate or someone's dark skinned. Okay, we have the Lovers. Okay, we have the word elated on the Lovers here. Okay. All right. Now this says to relax and have a drink. Again, I haven't had a drink in a little minute. What in the Sam Hill? Investigators, you're going to say this when you find out this information. Whenever we find out who murdered Boisfontaine, my personal opinion is it's a local cover-up. When we find out whoever that is, you might say, what in the Sam Hill? Because you might find out it's the sheriff's nephew or something. Okay? But we have relax and have a drink. Okay? This drink doesn't have to be an alcoholic drink. Okay? It could be something healthy for a change. Okay? All right? And we have sharing is caring. Okay? With this here, sharing, caring. Okay? Someone's coming in with some information. To some of you collective, to some, there's the Chinese food card. We can't get through a reading without that motherfucker coming up. Again, fast food investigators, we know, on the road, blah, 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 blah. We know. Just take it easy. Less is more at this time, okay? You can have a salad. I like junky salads. What do I mean junky salads? I like salads that have bacon in it. I like salads that have cheese in it. I like salads that have dry onions in it. And I like salads that have, so my salads have a lot of stuff in it, right? So it's better than the double cheeseburger and french fries that you're going to roll through McDonald's and pick up. Okay? So have a junky salad. Okay? Last card we have is Judgment. How appropriate. Stumbling, bumbling over their words. Investigators, you could be investigating someone or someone in this energy who's going to watch this. You are investigating someone who's stumbling and bumbling over their words. You've been trained in body language and how to pick up on these things. You know when someone's stumbling and bumbling. you know, I don't have to, you don't need me to, yeah, you are far more knowledgeable in that than I am from a legal perspective. You don't need me to talk to you about that. Okay? Forgiveness is for you, collective. Remember that, not for them. Okay? Forgiveness is for you, not for them. So forgive them, and again, walk away. Again, I won't forget the people from my past, but just like that song Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson, I won't forget those from my past, but I gotta move on. I gotta move on. I gotta move on. Okay? Because it's time to be all that you can be. Get an edge on life by ascending. That's not what the commercial says. It says get an edge on life in the army. But yeah. And that was my favorite slogan. Okay? Army of one is fine and fun and whatever, but I like being all I can be. I like that slogan. I like that slogan. To be all I can be. That's why I went in, to be all I could be. Okay? Let's go ahead and get some randoms here. Joyce, Jessica, Heather. Fell down. Joyce, Jessica, Heather. Tommy, Tammy, Tamika, Torrance. Okay? Investigators. Okay, can we study you or experiment on you? Study, yes. Experiment, hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. To the no. To the no, no, no. Something about an undercover homosexual relationship. There is information arriving for you shortly, collective. Okay? Thank you, investigators, for all that you do to bring this information and justice about. You are greatly appreciated. And I will thank you publicly. I will thank tarot readers, oracles publicly, whenever that opportunity, should that opportunity ever happen for me. I will give out direct individual names. I will do that. Why? It's just the type of love I have. Okay. Something about sloppy joes. Take a look at the initials, investigators, as you see them or transposed. Okay. Something about sloppy joes, or Joseph got sloppy, and that's how you're going to find out this information, investigators. Joseph got sloppy, and you're going to find out some information. Okay. Someone could be a hoarder, or someone could watch that TV show Hoarders. Okay. There's going to be some disgusting, some nasty ass people on that show. Reginald, Regina, Reggie. Okay. Reginald Arnold. Regina, we know Regina King. Let's look up that baby's. Ooh, let's look up Regina King. Let's look up Regina King's. I need to stop clowning. Again, I'm in, my spirit is great. I am free. After the cord cutting I did the other day of the lost, sorry ass divine masculine that was supposed to be coming towards me, who was the replacement for the fallen Scorpio, I dismissed a sorry ass too, and now I'm free. Okay. But Regina King, I already know she's a Capricorn. I already know she lost her son to suicide in recent years. And then her good friend, who she actually dated, Malcolm Jamal Warner, passed this year. So, yeah. Okay. So let's take a look. Yes, Regina King was born on January 15th, 1971. She is known for identifying with, I think it picked up more words. Oh yeah, it picked up the part when I said she's a Capricorn. I was like, why is it going all into her zodiac sign? Okay, here we go. So, Regina King. So this is a being, share a little personal something with you. So this is a being that I have had, I don't know, a little teenage crush, whatever little thing with since 227. Like Regina has always been, she has always been, yeah, that. And whenever I would see her on TV, even friends, even women I've dated, women I was married to, they tell you whenever she would come on TV or we see a commercial of her or something, I'd be like, hey, Regina, right? That's Regina's, she's just that way. In my heart, I think about her on the regular basis, what she's going through, the journey of her. Again, life happens for us. It doesn't happen to us. And I know that is very, very, and I've not lost a child to suicide. So I can't say that I know what she's going through. But I do know how life works. And how life works is we go through things. Her son, okay, he had his own journey here. Okay. And however that went for him, however it was supposed to go, it was his own journey. I don't know if this was their only lifetime together. Chances are it wasn't. Okay. But life happens for all of us to help us better ourselves. And that sounds really, really tough to take when you're talking about losing a son or a daughter. It's really, really difficult to try to see how the suicide of a son or a daughter, and her middle name is Renee, a son or a daughter, that name comes out here a lot, that's why I said that, how a son or a daughter could, them ending their own life, how that could be beneficial to a parent. Yeah, okay. Ian, Alexander, I said Alexander today, okay. She was, and that's also her former spouse's name, Ian Alexander Sr., 97 to 2007. So there's 20 years of marriage there. I didn't even know she was married for 20 years. But Regina Renee King, again, 54, investigators, 11571, Capricorn, Los Angeles, California. Active, confirmation, active 1985 to present. Okay. Oops. Okay. And in fact, when Ian passed, I left a message probably 2 or 3 years ago now. I left a message on our Instagram page. Yeah. Okay. Just encouraging her, just letting her know that sometimes there's no suitable answer. There's just nothing that's acceptable. And I better stop because I'm going to start crying. I'm getting teary-eyed. Okay. Regina, I love you, girl. Okay. I do. All right. So let's keep going. Next, Elvis Presley is alive. You better know it. Donald Trump knows it. And I'm going to leave that there. Okay. Someone's too clingy. A church is a cult. Religion is a cult. Just in general, religion is a cult. Religion is a cult. Okay. There's something about a femboy. Okay. Oh, I said, I'm going to even close it out here. Okay. That church is a cult and religion is death. Stop calling them Jesus. They're not blonde-haired and blue-eyed. I don't know how many times I have to prove that to y'all who refuse to see the truth. They weren't born in a region of the world where people had blonde hair and blue eyes. How the hell was he going to have blonde hair and blue eyes? And there was no J in the English language. I'm going back to a previous lifetime of when I talk like this. So don't be trying to call their name Jesus when there was no J in the Hebrew language. Is there a J in the Hebrew language? There is no J in the Hebrew language. Is Jesus' real name Jesus? No, Jesus' given name is not Jesus. His name in Hebrew is Yeshua. Again, I'm going to say it every time I get an opportunity until people stop calling them Jesus and take down them fucking pictures. Say it every time. No, their name is not Jesus. There was no G in the Hebrew language, so his mother could not name him Jesus when she did not know how to spell Jesus. Go ahead and get some confirming tarot. We're going to close it out. Thank you so much, investigators, collective. Thank you so much again for any likes, shares, subscribes. Thank you for, I always like to say, taking a risk. Okay, because again, my throat chakra and what I'm here to do, it requires boldness. Okay, growing bolder. Ooh, that's such a good a radio show. Growing bolder. That is such a good. If you do not listen, I haven't listened to it in quite some time. Actually, I'm not in the U.S. and I don't know. I should probably. Growing bolder is such a. It is such a great show. And I don't know if it's only on radio. Oh, okay. Oh, on PBS. Ooh, I had a dream about someone and they told me that they were going to be on PBS. They told me they were going to be on PBS. Okay. Growing bolder. There's Mark Middleton. Okay. Growing bolder. Such, I mean, just that is, yeah. If you wanna, you need some solar plexus energy, go listen to Growing Bolder. Go listen to some of their episodes. That is a real good show. Okay. All right, we'll take those. Okay, so successful outcome. Okay, this represents a successful outcome. You looking at a successful outcome, collective investigators, looking at the successful outcome from a distance and saying, we've done the work. We've completed the mission. We are stepping into who we really truly are. We are unafraid to speak the truth, investigators. We're not backing down, hiding behind ethics. We are speaking from a moral position of morality. We're not speaking from a position of ethics. Okay? Ethics are not the truth. Ethics are man's laws. Morals are divine truth. Okay? So speak from that place. We have temperance for patience, Sagittarian temperance energy. Okay? We have the Queen of Swords. Okay? Again, strong throat chakra energy. Okay? On defense and collective, you could have your guards up against somebody. Okay? You need to protect your heart. Okay? Protect your, I'm getting your wherewithal. I know we have a deep connection. I can feel it too. It's like we were made specially for, you were made specially for me, my perfect match. We had the Two of Cups tarot card come out here. Here's the Two of Cups message. Again, collective, take it as it resonates. For you investigators, you have private lives. Take it as it resonates. Okay? Thank you so much once again for being a part of the journey. My name is Nehru. This is the Real Psychic Investigators. This channel was created to help investigators, FBI, CIA, DEA, Interpol, and worldwide investigators solve the cases that they are working on and bring justice to the victims' families and just criminal justice to the karmics, to the individuals who do the crimes, such as Nico Jenkins, as an example, who's still living and breathing the same pneuma that you and I are after his victims have been long gone. Thank you so much as always for being a part of the journey, and be encouraged.